What's up, guys? It's Sunday again, and it's a smallish car boot haul. I woke up this morning, got 6, and it was pissing down with rain, and I'd only had about 4 hours sleep. So in a way, I was like, and then and it was pissing, and I was like, there's no way that anyone's going to be there. And I'm sure it was about 6. I might be wrong. It might have been about 6:30. And then I was falling asleep again, and then I woke up, and it was 8:15, and the sun was out. I was like, oh shit! So jumped in the car and legged it down to the first car boot and said to the guy, was it not raining this morning? He said, yeah, it did for about 15 minutes and then stopped. So that must have been that little downpour that I saw, and then ended up getting 2 more hours kip. But I think I needed it, so oh well. Still managed to cobble together some decent-ish stuff. It was hard work, my own fault, because I turned up late. Still got a couple of decent bits and pieces, and some free stuff. Because I'm a pikey and I like to go diving through the bins. Yeah, so what should we do? I'll do the free stuff first. So at the last car boot, they have big bins going down the middle of the car boot, and I'm normally there later, so people are starting to chuck stuff in there. And if I see media and stuff like that, I can't help but go through, because people don't hold any value in DVDs and CDs, and they just want them gone. And I can send a box up to Ziffit, and if I get like 20 quid, then it's all good. It doesn't cost, it takes hardly any time. So whenever I see media, I can't help it. And this bunch, there was one bin, and it was just, there was so many DVDs and CDs in there. Excuse me. And so I just went through, and anything vaguely decent, I just took out. So the way that it ended up working out was, like, I got all of this stuff out of the bin, and all of, which ones was it? Yeah. Sorry about this. All of these ones are okay for me to send to Amazon. And bearing in mind, I won't send anything unless it's $7.99 or more. So all of these are at least $7.99 on Amazon. I don't know how long they would take to sell, but this one, the Jewelers Get Festive Doo-Wop. So it's like a Christmas doo-wop Christmas album, but it's made to look like it's old, but it's not. What was it, 2007? But there's only one of these listed on Amazon, 50 quid. And the reason it hasn't sold is probably because they put it at 50 quid. But I think I can get 25 quid for that at the right time. So, that was in the bin, 25 quid. I'll just put half the price of what someone else is doing it, because I think their price is unreasonable, or unachievable. So, yeah, look, and it's got a scar as well. Doo-Wop Scar, the Jewelers, Ice Baby. Yeah, so no, it's cool. So half of that stuff will go to Amazon, and I could get like 50 quid out of the bin, which is funny. And then there's a second half here, which I don't really think there's any value in it, to be honest. I thought this might like a copycat of Freddie Mercury, Queen. So I don't know. So they were free, and that could, yeah, if I make 50 quid out of the free stuff, then great. This was in the bin for free, so I'll pick that up. I've got loads of these upstairs. I'll just put it in the pile with the others, and when I get a load, I'll bundle them up. But yeah, that was free, brand new and sealed. I don't pick plush up. I don't understand plush, especially like grown men picking up plush. I don't understand it, or grown women. I understand, with Pokemon and things like that, but I'm, maybe the odd gremlin or something like that was cool, but yeah, I don't understand. But this I just got to sell, and it was in the bin, so I'll probably stick it through the wash. But it's a It's a name which has been boloed to death. Jellycat, and I think the price has been killed on a lot of these, but I still think that could be worth a tenner. And I got it out of the bin. It was free. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that the style looked familiar. But yeah, quite a cool little owl with a funny beard thing going on. So free. And then lastly, there's tons, I picked up an IKEA table today that I'm just going to use out in the garage. That was free, just being chucked. I picked up a huge 4-sheet sized poster frame, like picture poster frame, and I've got so many posters that I'm just going to be able to pick one and put it, that frames are so expensive, like the large frames, they're like, it's probably about over a metre long, like high, and 3/4 meters wide. It's big, and they would cost probably about £40. So I was well pleased with that. So I've got that, it's in my car. But yeah, the last couple of bits that I picked up, there were these chargers. They were just chucked away. This is a JVC camcorder one, and a Panasonic camera one. And I looked, and I think that one goes for about 10 to 15, and that one goes maybe 10, maybe 15, maybe 20. But they were free as well. So free stuff, I'll just plug them in, and if the light comes on, all good. Crap, I don't normally pick up kids trainers, but there were these pair of quite cool Hirachi in a small size. Excuse me. They are, I think they're 3.5. They cost £1. They cost £1. So yeah, but I don't normally pick up smaller size shoes, but because they were £1 and the Hirachi, I know the Hirachi bubbles burst a bit, it always makes me chuckle when I see grown people walking around with this type of shoe, you aren't a gangster. So yeah, I don't even know if they were 15, I'll get 15 quid for those. I've got a couple of these Leappad things. I was really struggling, but the only reason I picked these up was because the Lion King's coming out soon and Toy Story's coming out soon, so I thought it might inflate the price of these things. So yeah, it cost me £1.50 for the two. I might, if I'm really lucky, get 15 quid plus postage. Oh, this was another freebie. This large G. G for gangster, G for Gaddy, G for games room, G for anything you want, Gina. But this is like, it's quite large, and it's obviously been on something, but it sort of reminds me of, like, it needs a bloody good clean. But this was just by the side of one of the bins, and people always like letter signs, and I don't know why it was just being chucked away, because especially because of the size. It's probably 12 inch, probably about 20, that record's 12 inch, so 12, 16 inch, 15 inch, 16 inch high, and that'd be great. I'll probably put that for 20 quid once it's clean. But yeah, any game room gangsters out there need a letter for their games room. What else we got? I picked this up, it was free. S Express. This really takes me back. This came out, the theme from S Express. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's cracky. It's like a proper one-hit wonder. This came out in 1988. So I was 10. Yeah, I was 10 or 11, just about to go to secondary school. But this song absolutely exploded. Yeah, that was it. That was in the bin, and I thought, give that a go. If you haven't heard it, have a listen. It's proper. It's not cheesy. It's just, it spawned a generation of copycats, that song. Actually, well, and the main, it was sampled from some famous song from the 70s as well, the main part of it. So music goes around in circles. This spawned a generation, but they nicked the catchiest part of this song from someone else from 10 or 20 years before. What we got? Got some media. They were £1 for the 4. These used to be worth picking up good money in these large magnetic window cleaner things. It's similar to the little ones that you get to do fish tanks with, but you stick one on the inside, one on the outside, and then you can clean your windows. But yeah, these used to be decent money, but I paid £1 each for these. I think they'll probably be, I'll be lucky to get a tenner a pop for those. So, you know, that was, I wouldn't normally get those, but, you know, desperate times and all of that. This was an interesting, it wasn't including those actually. This guy, I didn't buy this until 10. And this guy had loads of bins with some games and stuff, and God knows what he had in the morning. You know, he'd probably been there since 7, and I didn't get there until about 10, and I still managed to get all this. He had Xboxes there, you know, but some of the condition issues, you know, loads. Oh, God knows what he had. God knows. But yeah, I paid £12 for this little stack of stuff, including this nice pearl corder. There was no corrosion in the battery compartment, so I'm hoping it's going to be alright. I'll test it out, and if it's all working okay, I could send it to Amazon and probably be about £30, or I can do eBay with $14.99 with postage. So alright, this is my first 4K boot sale buy, and it's Solo, which I love the film Solo. Got a hard time, but I actually really liked it. That and Rogue One, excellent. I actually prefer these to the proper new Star Wars films. Yeah, so I got a 4K. This trades for £8 at CX, but I could send it to Amazon for 20 quid. Oh, that wasn't with that. Also included, so I've got a pearl holder, that, I got that. I really need to start renewing my knowledge of the prices of stuff, because so much stuff has moved and that, and you know, so this is I think it probably 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I don't know, probably cost me £1.50, but there isn't that much in it. But the discs are all clean, so I might send it to Amazon. That's £3 trade, but I think the disc's clean. I might send it to Amazon. Another one is £3, but probs Amazon. Sonic Generations, that's £6 trading, but I probably. Shit, I just realised that's fucking. Oh, excuse my French. That's American. But I should still be able to sell that on eBay actually, because I just have to check that it's not region locked, because some of them are, some of them aren't. Oh shit, I didn't see that. And the rest of these, that's UK, that's UK, that's UK, that's UK. and I don't know, where's the thing on this? What's the region? If anyone can, am I being blind? Probably. Anyway, it's still okay. You know, as soon as I get 20 quid for that, and I paid 12 quid for all of it, so not bad. This I got for 50p. Any interest in older classical CD box sets are always worth picking up. This one's only from, like, the stuff from the late 80s, early 90s is very good, but this is 1999 on Philips, and they come with, like, it's a triple CD with a booklet and everything, and no one's selling this on Amazon. The rank's really good, so I think I'll be able to get about £40 for that, which is pretty damn good. It cost me 50p, so not bad. I got 2 Xbox One games. Again, this is where I need to, I thought I paid 6 quid for these 2, and it's not particularly fantastic. That trades in for like £1.60, I think, and I think that one's £6, so that sort of saved my bacon a bit, but I'll probably end up sending them to Amazon, and they'll probably be a tenner each, so not a great buy, to be honest. I should have just bought that one. Anyway, never mind. At the third boot sale I went to, there was a lady, she had a big bundle of Wii stuff, and I know she wanted too much for it all, but she sold me this one for £2, and I'll either trade it in or Amazon. This was still there at the last boot sale. I think about 11 o'clock I bought that, and it was £2. Obviously the game's not in there, it's just a steering wheel. I think I've even got a manual somewhere knocking around, so that's fantastic. I can complete that, and that box sort of makes it a bit more valuable. You know, it goes from being £20 with 2 steering wheels to 25 to 29.99 with 2 steering wheels, so that's good. A couple of DVD box sets, which a couple of them are sealed. So Pink Panther, that cost me £1. It's probably 15 quid on Amazon maybe. Predator Quadrilogy, that was £1 sealed. I think that's only a tenner on Amazon. And then, sort of surprising, this Tom Cruise collection, what is it, 6 films, and no one's selling this on Amazon, and the rank's only about 60,000, which is really good for DVD. And so I reckon I'll easily get 20 quid for that, easy, and that was £1.50. So there's those. I got, alright, sorry, no, this is really, I'm doing this in, it's very all over the place today. Got a couple of metal t-shirts, got this nice Iron Maiden one. It's Through the Loom. I don't know if this is, because the print is really good. It's a very good print, and it's clean, you know, but there's normally like a maker or a date somewhere around, and there isn't anything. There's nothing on the back, so I don't know. I'm going to try and just find out what the design's called, and then, you know, worst comes to the worst, then I'll keep it. I'm not really a massive Iron Maiden fan, it's my size, large. There's nothing on the back, but I'm not really a massive Iron Maiden fan, but it's quite a cool t-shirt. And this one, sorry, oh, there we go. This vintage Black Sabbath one is very cool. You can tell that it's old. Well, it's oldish. I think it's either early 90s or 80s, or very early 90s. And but I think it's like I don't know if it's like a bootleg. You know, I used to go to Carnby Street, and we'd get t-shirts down at Carnby Street, like rock t-shirts and stuff. But it feels decent quality, but yeah, so you can tell it's old. And then with the cross design, but Sorry, this is the last time I'm going to mess this around. But there's like a dodgy sort of photo on the back of the band. Bill Ward, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Ozzy. And yeah, so I don't know. These were 50p each, so you know, rock t-shirts, proper early like rock t-shirts are, especially if they're from if they're official ones from a concert. Like if you had a 1984 t-shirt from Metallica, like, you know, Metallica, you know, Ride the Lightning tour or something, it would be worth a couple of £100, no problem. You know, all the band stuff, you know, most modern bands like, you know, fucking Linkin Park and all that sort of stuff, that, you know, maybe they will be in the future, be worth money, but, you know, like proper rock bands, their early t-shirts are worth a fortune, are worth a lot of money. But yeah, so that was quite cool. What else we got? I picked up a Wii bundle, had to, it was only a tenner. The console's got all its doors and stuff. There's nothing great game-wise, but it's surprising that some of these games still command over like £1 trade-in, so, you know, there's about 6 games, well, not including that, there's about 5 or 6 games here which are over £1 in trade. So I will just trade in those, and then this has cost me nothing. There's another steering wheel to go with Mario. I haven't even checked to see what discs, if there is a disc in the machine, and there are 2 remotes as well, so that was a decent buy for a tenner. And lastly, I got this Hell in a Cell. The box is in absolutely terrible condition, unfortunately. It was just sitting, and again, I got this at about 11 o'clock at the last boot sale. I said to the guy, what's the chances of it all being in there? He's like, I have no idea. He said, I don't see why they wouldn't, you know, especially now, especially it's back in its box. But yeah, I got this at about 11 o'clock this morning, and I can't even see one with this box. So there are some of this design. I haven't even taken it out to check it's all in there, so it might not even be complete. But they go from like £50 to £100. So yeah, I'm. It's got like the trapdoors in the roof of the cell, so you can do a Mick Foley and face plant. Yeah, no, it's so cool. But yeah, the box is awful. So I don't know. I'm gonna make it all up. Hopefully, it's all in there, and I don't know. I should sell it with the box, even though the box is destroyed. I'm sure whoever comes, it looks like it's just been water damaged. It's really rough. When is this? Oh, it's only from 2012. Oh, so maybe this isn't. Maybe this is just a remake of the original. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a look, but I generally couldn't see. If anyone has seen one of these on eBay with this box, then let me know. Oh, maybe because I was looking at Hell in a Cell, and this is just the Cell playset. I don't know, but still, I paid £2 for that, and you know, even if I get 30 or 40 quid, I'll be happy with that. Yeah, so that could be really good, or just good. I don't know. But yeah, so if you got this far, thanks for listening to me waffle on. Yeah, so it wasn't a great day, but it's just trying to make the most of, you know, you're up and out, so you may as well make the most of it. Yeah, so that's it really. So hopefully next weekend will be better, and yeah, actually I don't know, I might not even I might not even be out next weekend. I don't know, but we'll see. And I will speak to you next week, maybe.